Hey, welcome back to Fox Plays. So, we're back doing mansion-y stuff in the mansion again. Um, this time we're gonna go steal those masks that we're supposed to go steal, the precursor masks. The precursors, by the way, is the term that's used for the people who lived in the Lost City in Careth Din. So like the precursor technology is the stuff that had like the automatic lights that just light up because they're so nice. And they're the ones that had, I guess in theory, they're the ones that invented the cultivator. Rust gas was also another one of their inventions, sort of. I mentioned way earlier on that this game it's not well explained, right? That's because it's not. And so, like, while the game does kind of tell you, oh, well, the precursors are the ones who invented the thingies, like, you can learn that the precursors are the ones who invented the masks, and they're the ones who invented the cultivator, and the rust gas are their invention. Like, the game doesn't really do much explaining outside of that. That's about as much as...
Surrender!
Help! Help!
He's after
Okay.
me!
After
Hurry!
Alright, I don't know why you guys woke up, but you're asleep again. But so yeah, like, they don't explain that shit very well. So it's kind of left up to your imagination as to what's actually going on. Like, how did Karis find out about the KD site? Did he, like, build the Cetus Amicus and do all that stuff before he found out about the rust gas and the precursor? Like, how did he know? And then, like, how does any of that work? They don't explain that shit. Like, how are the, like, servants compelled to listen to, like, the signal beacons that Karis has set up that they are all compelled to, like, listen to? Like, none of that's explained. None of that whatsoever. Oh, Jesus. Nothing? Where are you going? Okay, the other way.
Nothing. I'm too tense.
Yes, you are. Let me rub some of that tenseness out. You're welcome. I'll just dump him here. Nobody's gonna come through here, I don't think.
Who's that?
Identify thyself.
Please don't play games.
Someone there?
Vigilance is our shield.
And there he is.
From our
There's our nice Hammerite friend.
knowledge is our weapon, with which we carve a
Don't know what he's
path to a
doing here,
light
but he's here.
future.
Okay. Well, clearly the other guard saw that he was in here, so, like, he's not a trespasser, I suppose. Doesn't matter. He's out. So is his friend. Nighty motherfucking night. You out. You out, son. Let's go up to the second floor. Let's go dink around there for a while. But yeah, like, no, they don't explain shit to you in this game. Just like, aside from, oh, Karis is evil. He's gonna blow up the world. Or whatever. And who even cares? Who even cares? So, like, I don't know. It's really, I feel, you know, I'm really invested. You know, like, when you get invested in a story, you really want to know everything you can about it. Like, you want to know all of the I guess, the lore. You want to know all of the answers to the questions that you have. And, like, I kind of feel like this game, mired by the fact that it was, you know, basically, as far as I'm concerned, cut in the prime of its life. It wasn't done. The bread was half baked. It wasn't there yet. Like, the half-acidness of the story as a result is really disappointing. I want to know more about the story. I want to know more about the game world. I want to know more about, like, what's going on. Who is Karis? What's his, like, where did he get his motivation from, aside from, oh, well, he's just a religious nut and went crazy? Like, that's not a good enough explanation. I want more from the game than what it gives me, and what it in fact is willing to give me. Because, like, I don't even know if anybody knows anymore. Like, if there's anybody who worked on this project who even remembers. Like, oh, you just find the guy who wrote the story for, like, Thief 2. And what was his plans? I don't know. Does he even know anymore? Like, this was like almost 15 years ago. I don't remember shit from 15 years ago. I mean, I remember some things, like that I was alive and was doing stuff, but like, who even knows? Like, this as an entity, like Thief 2 as a property. In fact, Thief as a property is not enough to be like life-defining to the point where you'd remember anything about it. I certainly wouldn't. I mean, especially if you're a writer, if you're a professional writer too, like unless your only work like was a hit and that's all you ever did was like one story, and that one story was good enough to carry you along for the rest of your life, I mean that's unrealistic. You're never gonna remember that shit. Like, I guess I don't know anything much really
Goes there.
about Game of Thrones. Like, have a flashback. So like, I bring up Game of Thrones because I don't know anything about it. Like, I don't. I just I'm not a part of the people who watch that stuff or read that stuff because it's also a book, series of books, whatever. But like, so I don't read that stuff, right? I don't know anything about it. But what I do know is that the guy who wrote it, George R.R. Martin, like, not even he can keep a track of his, like, epic. Like, he even, like, he asks the guy, the wiki guy, who runs the Game of Thrones, I guess the Song of Fire and Ice is his actual name.
You gave yourself away that time.
Yeah, I did.
Right there.
No, you can't even get out of your seat. So why would I?
Just make one mistake.
No,
Gotta be around here somewhere.
you can't get out of your chair. I don't even need to listen to you, bro. But so like he doesn't even like George R.R. Martin doesn't even know everything about his own stuff. There's another guy who knows more about his stuff than he does. So like, and he's been writing for a long ass time. He's done tons of stories. Not even just like within that one universe, but like he's done tons of stories. So like I guarantee that whoever wrote the story for Thief 2 probably doesn't even remember an ounce of it. Like, he probably remembers, oh yeah, no, I did that story. I had some ideas. Like, if he does remember, then props, by the way, because I wouldn't remember that shit. Oh, that one story I wrote one time. You know, unless it's like your magnum opus, like, I doubt anybody would ever really give a shit to remember that sort of stuff. And that's what makes it so utterly sad.
I heard something.
So utterly disappointing, because I want to know more. I want to be more invested. I want to know all of the answers and the secrets. And at best, there's just theories. You know, like, there's just a hint here or there. And it's clear, too, that, like, whatever the story was for Thief 2, like, they didn't even know that shit for... Oh, you're back? I already dealt with you. Whatever, like, the story was not carried over into Thief 3. Like only bits and pieces of it here and there. They just kind of, like, went and wrote their own brand new story for it. You know, they kept a lot of this, like, the universe stuff. You know, the in-universe stuff that's at least visible within the context of the games. But, like, it certainly doesn't appear that they were talking to, like, there wasn't, like, this manuscript that was like, oh, here's the secret in-universe everything book that they referenced. Like, they just kind of invented their own stuff. You know, I mean, that's what, like, you'd have to expect, especially with an unfinished story like the one in Thief 2. You know, I mean, I keep saying, like, oh, it's unfinished, oh, it's unfinished, oh, it's unfinished. And, like, I'm not proving that very well, but, like, seriously. I implore anybody who questions that to seriously play this game. Like, it's all of, like, no money. It costs nothing anymore. I mean, it costs more to go buy food at Taco Bell than it does, perhaps showing my Americanness, but like it costs more to go like buy food at fucking Taco Bell than it does to play this game. Like it really does. But fuck, man, like just go play the game and you tell me that the game isn't finished. Like it's so not. The story is not done. Like if you were sitting in a writing class and you wrote this like a creative fiction and you wrote this story and then you handed that shit in, your professor would like immediately turn around and be like, okay, go back home, think real hard about your life, and come back when you're done. Cause like the oh god, it's just not finished, and it's so heart wrenching that it's not. I know I've gone on way too long about this. I need to shut up. Just get back to the game. But unfortunately for you, I think perhaps you're gonna have to wait a little bit because I've run out of time, and I will pick this up next time.